Hello and welcome along to episode 6 of this FM20 mini-series Save the Silkmen from Macclesfield Town with me, Daniel. We're back today to face Hartlepool in a first round FA Cup replay, and there's a few of you who have followed along so far who might be asking why we're back so much earlier than planned. Now, we always said that the star of this show would not be the football, it would be what happens off the pitch, and I can confirm that we have got the biggest and probably the close second best bit of news we could have got in this series. So fingers crossed you'll get some more on that in a minute. As you can see from this home screen, we are in the black financially, 100,000 positive. We have got money in the bank. We have suddenly made a profit of £1 million. We've got Hartlepool in the FA Cup, a chance to get to the second round, and Sunderland away, hopefully big money in a leasing.com trophy. And the reason for all of that will become clear in a second. So if you are looking forward to this episode and are enjoying the series so far, please do chuck a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM20 content. We'll be back at 4:30 today, of course, with the head coach. And if you've missed any of this series so far, you can catch up in the eye above as we go to announce the big news off the pitch. I will apologise, I've read through half the messages as I was just sort of running my way through to the next game. And then we got this message. Macclesfield Town Supporters Trust, led by local investor Matthew Jackson, has finally completed its takeover of the club from the previous chairman Amar Al-Qadi. Now, this deal has been going on for about 9-10 weeks, for at least the last 2 episodes as well. I think it was episode 4 where we said that we were just starting to get takeover talks. So Jackson is delighted that the club now belongs to thousands of fans who care passionately about the future of Macclesfield, and he has already indicated that his first priority is to get the club back on a sound financial footing, which it looks like he's done pretty well. We've been delisted from the stock exchange with immediate effect, and I think we have got a bright future here. How on earth has this worked out so well? With the exception of being taken over by a tycoon, which, let's face it, with Macclesfield is pretty unlikely, this is the best message we could have got. Fan takeovers, normally the most successful. So we go to the personal message from Matthew Jackson himself. He wants to thank me for my patience in what's been a stressful time for the club. There are no plans for any investment at this stage, but as long as he keeps us out of debt, so if we finish 23rd or above, we can know that our job's done. I'm a very happy man. The job update's pretty good. We've lifted the transfer embargo, and there's an increase to the transfer revenue to 25%. That's not bad at all. So it looks like because they've managed to get rid of the debt, I'm interested to see on the finances screen how this is laid out, because it was just a sudden influx of cash. So if we go to the income, I just want to see how it's been presented. It's just listed as other. So he's obviously come in with that investment, and now an FA Cup run would repay him. However, we've still got problems on the pitch, and that means that our problems aren't over. So since the last episode, we got battered by Rotherham in the leasing.com trophy. Not a good sign for the FA Cup second round if we get through, where of course they're the same opponents, and in a 1-0 defeat at home to Macclesfield in the league. So I have decided to go for it. On paper, we've got a decent squad at League 2 now. We're no longer trying to keep ourselves 12 points afloat. We've got a little bit of freedom and we feel we can play the game. So 9 points clear of relegation, only 8 off the playoffs despite that awful run. I'm going to go for it. So if we go and have a look at our tactic today, we have gone to a balanced mentality, playing through the wings, trying to get Lewis Potter and Cox stealing the show, trying to get ourselves with a higher tempo, trying to press a bit more, and trying to keep ourselves counter-attacking and looking a threat. So I want to get the best out of these players, I want to get the best out of the squad moving forward, and at home to Hartlepool National League opposition from the division below later today, it seemed a perfect opportunity to try it. So we will be back in a moment for the Hartlepool replay. Still a crucial game financially. We want to make sure we keep as much in the club as possible. And hopefully this new tactic will work out well. So we'll be back in a moment to find out. But let me know down in the comments what you think of all of that activity so far. Probably a bit of a dream if you're a Macclesfield fan in real life. I wouldn't blame you for wanting that to happen in the National League. But let's go and see what happens in this universe. We'll be back in a moment to face Hartlepool with a place in the FA Cup second round at stake. Here we go then. We've got a decision to make about Aaron Phillips. We've also got one to make about Ellis Chapman. Do we take the risk and hope that everyone's ready for the weekend against Salford in the league? But I think this competition perhaps is too important for that. So let's get ourselves a squad chosen. Ellis Chapman will go onto the bench regardless. He'll replace Deasy. No league restrictions on homegrown players, on loan players in the squad, so we can have as many of these as we want. So I think anyone who's 90% fit should play, if I'm being brutally honest. So I'm going to bring Ellis Chapman in. James Weir will drop to the bench. Aaron Bolger back and fit after international honours. He will go onto the bench for Fitzpatrick. Although Fitzpatrick is the best penalty taker. Do I consider that? I just don't know. Donovan Wilson did start the last episode against Hartlepool, didn't he? Did he play well in that game? That's the question. No, he didn't. So we'll leave Spyro up front. And aside from that, Kirby will come in for McCourt. The rest of the team stays as it is. So as a result of all of that, we have got 4 lone players in the lineup, a return from injury for Aaron Phillips and Ellis Chapman, and a return from international honours for Bolger on the bench. And the 11 in full is Mitchell in goal, Phillips and Habergam the fullbacks, with Kelleher and Cameron at centre-half, Kirby, Flanagan and Chapman the midfield 3, much more licence to get on the ball now and play those more threatening passes and hopefully show a little more attacking intent. And then Jordan Cox and Lewis Potter on the wings, supporting Anthony Spyro up front. A much more attacking and positive game plan against a lowly opposition in Hartlepool. So let's get into the FA Cup first round replay. Positivity in the club from the takeover. Now let's get a positive result and performance on the pitch to really turn this season back around. Into the game we go. Do you think we're going to get through? Well, we've still got Keener up front, who obviously got the brace in the first game. James on the right wing, really good footballer. Ryan Donaldson in the middle, a good experienced pro, as is Nicky Featherstone, Michael Rains and the like. So a good side here they've got in the National League, and it's going to be a tough test for us still. But on the front foot, I'm just hoping it will give the lads a little bit of impetus. Ellis Chapman's back, so let's try and get faith in him. He's not having any of it. He's switched off, and we need that to change pretty quickly. A youngster needs guidance, and we haven't got much experience to give it, as it's a long ball forward that's flicked on. Featherstone gets there to Donaldson, and it's actually Hartlepool looking the better early on. Of course, there is the risk that the changing game plan really disrupts us, as Chapman switches it to the right. Nobody there except Kitchen, but his clearance is blocked. Cleared by Odesina though, and flicked on by Williams, falls for Kirby. Inside to the right back Phillips, and now Flanagan. Out wide, and it's not really aimed well. I'm not quite sure why we're still playing quite so directly, because I think we've only got it on mixed passing, and I know they're trying to get it wide, but it doesn't seem to make much sense. As Habergam loses out in a challenge, Luke James is in here. He's gone through alone. Oh, it's off the line. Everyone was all over the place, and eventually is cleared by Cameron. But let me just have a look at these tactics. So it's pass into space that I think's the problem. So let's take that off and see if that makes a difference. But first chance of the match to Hartlepool. And it's a goal kick for the away side now. Long ball out wide, and Luke James is going to get there first. Lewis Potter should intercept here, but he doesn't get a strong enough challenge in. And it's behind to Keener. We know the threat he has, and it's in. Luke Williams scores, and this is all going wrong. The confidence has just disappeared. I don't know if it's the way we're playing or were playing before this game, but there is nothing really to suggest that there's any confidence in the club. So the lads are anxious after being arrogant and complacent the last game. We're going to demand more. We're going to go positive. But they all look anxious. There is no way around this. And we haven't got any more experience on the bench. I'm really concerned. I don't know that we recover from this. National League Hartlepool on top. And even though we've had the takeover and all the good news off the pitch, I've got a feeling we might get dragged into a relegation battle still. We have not created a single chance for a highlight. We're not worthy of a victory. We're not worthy of a point. We're going to aggressively dig in. I know they're not confident, but that performance was shambolic. And we need something quick. So we're going to get Lewis Potter onto an attacking duty, as we will with Cox as well. And just try and get on the front foot a bit more, because we're still not creating anything. And it's very hard to take. And it's Hartlepool on the front foot again. Maybe the difference is we're still playing that lower defensive line. And I'm really scared because of the lack of pace. But do we just push it forward and accept the problems? We're going to concede 1 or 2 chances in behind perhaps. The standard line maybe still protects us, as Williams delivers from the left. Back to Kitchen. His shot's blocked, but it's back to Featherstone. He gets it wide again. On to Williams, the goal scorer. Back to Donaldson. We highlighted him pre-match. He finds Shelton. Time to go to Luke James. And an easy strike. Oh, it's in for 2. Jonathan Mitchell off his back. It's hit him off the bar. He couldn't do much about it. But we're going to have to push forward because this has been embarrassing. And after such good news on the pitch, to have it ruined that quickly is so disappointing. And I've got to be honest, the way we've been the last 2 months, these lads looking anxious, not really putting any effort in. I'm starting to get disheartened here, and I don't know that we'll last the season. And that's despite the takeover and all the financial troubles being gone. So we're going to go attacking as it's thrown into Jordan Cox. Back to the right back. Featherstone heads away. No one is attacking the ball. No one is putting a challenge in. No one's coming. Look at that. It's feeble. Kelleher, the skipper, supposed to be the hardest worker. Supposed to be the example. And sticks out a leg and hopes for the best. 3 subs being made. Donovan Wilson up front. Chapman's going to be replaced. He's been embarrassing. James Weir on for him. Advanced playmaker on attack. And then at the back, it should have been Phillips. Shouldn't have started him to begin with. And Corey O'Keefe's on for him. We need change. We need it quick. We're asking for passion. And we've got no reaction, really. A few fired up. The skipper's still anxious. And Hartlepool still on the front foot. I just don't know how we recover from this. If we don't win a game soon, I think this could get embarrassing. As Michael Raines misses a sitter for a third. And Hartlepool are going through in the cup. Thank God we didn't need the finances now. I honestly don't know what to say about this, other than I'm embarrassed to be the Macclesfield manager today. It is without doubt our worst performance. We've been on a poor run, we've lacked a bit of confidence, but never before have we looked this poor, have we looked this anxious, and have we conceded so many chances, more worryingly. So the new tactic doesn't work, but not only that, the squad seem to have lost confidence in us. The dressing room atmosphere is appalling. I don't know how we recover. I honestly don't. So the news off the pitch is very good. The news on it is a worry. Because a few more wins for these boys and we're right back down there. And we're then relying on the finances. We've got no FA Cup run to consider. We've made 20 grand off that, but that's the end of our income this year, really. So what started as possibly the most positive episode of the series, the defining one, has now become so for the complete opposite reasons. We've got a difficult spell of games coming up. Salford away, Sunderland, then Crewe who got promoted in real life, Plymouth, Walsall and Grimsby will be the next episode. It's Boxing Day, they're bottom of the league, and we have to win. We have to get back to form at some point, because if we don't do it soon, we're in a relegation scrap. So I don't quite know what to make of that performance. It is possibly the worst since I've been in charge, and I need ideas. What do I do? How do I recover this side? Because it suggests that they're behind us. The managerial support's good. The team cohesion, it might be poor, but it hasn't changed since this run of results here. There is nothing that has changed since there, with the exception of confidence. And I can't recover that. Team meetings I've tried, individual chats I've tried, more attacking tactics I've tried, different personnel I've been forced to try, and none of them are yielding any results. Despite the takeover, we don't have any money for January, and I don't know how we resolve this problem. So we are going to be back on Boxing Day to face Grimsby in League 2. We need financial support from these new owners because we've lost our chance in the FA Cup. And Sunderland in a leasing.com trophy is not going to provide any relief from that. We are 15th in the league but only 9 points clear, and Grimsby have got a game in hand. And by the time we face them in the next episode, I'm not even sure we will have gained another point. So if you are looking forward to that and have any ideas of how to help us, please do put a thumbs up on the video and get involved in the chat down below. In the comments, let me know what on earth I can do. Of course, off the pitch, the news is brilliant. I'd love to get your reaction to that. And of course, if you're a Macclesfield fan, keep me updated on the real life situation. Is there any light at the end of the tunnel? Is there any positive news forthcoming? Hopefully for you guys, there will be. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel for 2 episodes a week from this series. It is our weekend lunchtime kickoff. So 1 PM Saturday and Sunday we'll have a new episode until we get to the end of the season, or we get sacked, whichever comes first at this rate. There's of course daily content from our 2 long-term stories as well. We're coming to a thrilling end of the season with Barcelona, and this week has seen the start of a massive season with Dorking, so I'd love it if you could go and check those out as well. Links in the eye above. Our live streams continue every Tuesday at 10 AM as well, so please do pop along if you're able to, and if you have missed any of the others, you can catch up with those on the channel too. And finally, please do check out the podcast in the eye above. We've done recent podcasts relating to the Macclesfield saga. We've got interviews with former players from Macclesfield and many other Football League and non-league clubs. There's predictions and hopefully soon to be matchday vlogs too, so plenty to get our teeth sunk into over there. We're growing really quickly and we're delighted with how it's going, so thank you so much for your incredible support. But a big thanks for watching this one and putting up with my negativity in that game. There is a lot going on that is great off the pitch, and there is a lot on it which leaves much to be desired. So hopefully we'll have more positive news in tomorrow's episode. I hope you'll come and join me for it. And a massive thanks for watching as always. Fingers crossed I'll see you next time.